Hello everybody, it's Michael from Replica Airguns. It's another video talking about what is the best BB gun, or what are the best BB guns. I have covered this several times, but it seems to be a really popular topic. I would say every day I get asked 5 to 10 times, what's the best BB gun? Sometimes people will fill me in a little bit. They'll give me a little short list of what they like. Sometimes they'll just ask me just outright, what's the best BB gun? Like there's just one out there that's the best one, undeniably. Well, first off, let's get one thing straight. What I'm looking for in a BB gun is more than likely going to be way different than what someone else is looking for and what they think is the best BB gun available. Now, many people will determine the best BB gun as the BB gun that has the highest price tag. So for instance, this has got to be the best BB gun because it's, here in Canada, at least for sure, in the United States, this is like almost a $600 gun because it's so hard to find. It's made out of basically weapons grade steel. It's made as close to the original as possible. It's got to be the best BB gun, right? But there's some things about it that maybe wouldn't make it the best BB gun for some people, and we'll kind of get in that in a bit. Now, usually you will get better quality the higher the price goes up, but not always. There are times when perhaps you're paying for a name brand or cosmetic add-ons. So take a look at this guy here. You're paying maybe a little more for all this, doohickeys coming off the gun, right? You got all this extra stuff, so you're paying extra for that in many cases, right? Now, if you just need a BB gun shoot at target, you might not need all this stuff. You might not need to pay for it to make it the best BB gun for you. And those cosmetic add-ons, the name brand doesn't always make it the best gun or better gun than other guns. On the other hand, some people will determine the best BB gun as the one that is the least cost, since they may not have a lot of money to spend. An expensive BB gun is a BB gun that person would simply not be able to afford or even own. Far from an ideal or best BB gun for that person. So let's take a look. We've got one inexpensive gun here. This guy, pretty much all plastic. Fairly inexpensive, right? This has got to be, the best BB gun for them, right? Because it's low cost. There's even lower cost guns than this, but there's no blowback. It's pretty simple, nothing really, very few moving parts on it. In terms of realism, it's a little bit shy that way. But this gun also has something else going for it. We'll talk about that in a bit. Now, many people only look at the specifications to determine if that particular BB gun is the outright best BB gun. One specification that people seem to fixate on is how powerful is that BB gun in question. Like, wow, what's the FPS? How fast does it shoot? Again, here's this guy, this little Beretta Elite 2. It's been kind of popular in terms of being low cost, right? Very affordable. Also has a very high claim feet per second. So people are very attracted to this gun because it shoots hard, fairly high FPS, and it's low cost. So this could very well be the best BB gun. Maybe not, right? Now it's kind of funny because people get all worked up over high FPS, but the reality is even a BB going 409 FPS, what's that really going to do for you? Can you hunt with it? No. Is it good for pest control? No. Is it good for shooting pop cans? Sure, but so is a gun that shoots 350 feet per second. It's really great at shooting pop cans too. Now what about cost of operation? So things like reliability and how many shots per CO2 you can get out of a BB gun, all important features to consider when picking out the best BB gun. So we're talking about a gun like this here. It's basically you load up the shells, you take your time. This gun uses BBs, so you're going to be able to shoot, fairly inexpensive. CO2 lasts a long time. You're going to get 100 plus shots, maybe even 150 on a warm day if you slow your shooting down. So this gun is fairly inexpensive to operate. It's fairly simple in design. There's not a lot of, there's no blowback. It's got just a rotary cylinder type thing, fairly inexpensive to shoot, right? And, again, getting back to this gun, not a lot of moving parts, cost of operation, things breaking on it are going to be far and few between. The more moving parts, like in a gun like this, that's very realistic, more moving parts is going to equal, like all these parts work, everything works like the original, right? That's going to mean you have a tendency for things to potentially break on it a little quicker, a little easier. Style is another important part of what makes a BB gun the best option for you. Are you wanting a classic BB pistol? So something like this, right? We've got our Luger, right? Pretty cool. toggle action, blowback operation, full-size dropout mag. Not too bad at all. We also have our Gletcher NGT. You know, very true to the original gun. Nice gun again. Very classic. Perhaps a modern pistol, right? We've got a few modern pistols here, like the Glock, right? Everybody, well, this isn't a Glock. Let's make that straight and clear. This is not a Glock. This is the SA-177. Sort of looks like a Glock. Can't even get it anymore because Glock and Umarex, I think they had a discussion about how closely this looked like a Glock, and perhaps that's the reason why it was discontinued. Glock does not like copies of their guns unless they make it, which they don't really make any, so you're kind of out of luck in terms of getting a licensed Glock that Glock has approved. But that is a modern pistol nonetheless. Another reason why you might want to pick out a BB gun or find it to be the best BB gun for you is the fact that you just can't get it in any other version other than a BB gun. Here in Canada, I can't buy a Makarov like this exactly with the same barrel length, the actual barrel length it came with, because this gun is too small. It would be a prohibited weapon. I can't own this gun in a 9mm or whatever version, 9x18, the Glock, or sorry, the Makarov caliber that it came with, because the barrel's too short. So if I want to buy this gun, I have to buy it with the barrel hanging out the front. Kind of takes away from the original look. So the only way I can buy it with the short barrel is in the BB version. And there's lots of people, different countries, who can't get real guns. So, if they can't get that type of real gun, perhaps it's banned, perhaps for reasons like it's too small or just pistols aren't allowed, then buying the BB gun version is going to make maybe that the best BB gun for them. And of course, style is a very individual preference, and what looks good to me may not look good to you. I like this NGT. I think it looks cool, but I've had people say it looks ugly. I think it's really cool looking. I love owning this pistol. Some people look at it and say, why would you want to own that? Well, that's a preference that everybody has. Very individualistic, and what's best for me in terms of style is not best for you. Another very important aspect is realism. Does the BB gun operate the same, and does it have similar metal and plastic parts as the real steel version? Does the BB gun I am considering have blowback operation and a true single or double action trigger like its real steel big brother? What about a full-size dropout magazine and the ability to field strip that BB gun? So, a lot of people like this 1911. There's a lot of 1911 users out there, and they like the fact that it's got a full-size dropout mag, basically full operation blowback, even has a working back straps or grip safety. Everything works just like the real version. It's about as true as you can get it. Field strips similar to the real version. That's pretty cool in terms of realism. We sell a lot of these types of guns because of their realism, right? There's the GSG 92, there's the SIGs by KWC. All those guns are very, very popular because they're so realistic. And of course, even getting into these Lugers and the Mausers, they're very realistic as well. Now, some people want their BB guns for simple backyard, good old fun shooting, and so as long as it shoots pretty straight and works as it's supposed to, it's reliable, then that is all they care about. They just want to plinkett cans. Basic is better for them in some cases. Now, many real steel shooters want a BB gun to operate exactly like their real steel versions, so they can practice with it to get in more trigger time when going to a gun range is simply not an option. So again, getting back to this 1911, this 1911 has a true single action trigger. Look at that, beautiful, right? So every time the slide goes back, right, the trigger and hammer are all set up to shoot again with a real light single action trigger, short, take up, very crisp, just like the real gun. When they're out of ammo, they can drop their mag, reload a mag, just like they would, and away they go, right? So in terms of trigger time, the only thing different from shooting this than from their real version is you're not going to have as much kick. But you know what? The way that it functions, the way that you load it, all of that stuff, safeties, the grip safeties, everything is going to be very similar, is replicated true to the original real steel version, right? So that's something to consider. Now, of course, there are aspects like reliability, performance, fit and finish, licensing, and build quality that all determine what makes the best BB gun. And again, it really depends which of these qualities are most important to you that will determine which BB gun is the best BB gun for you. So how do you determine which is the best BB gun? Now I suggest you make a list of what you are looking for in a BB gun. Attributes like cost, performance, build quality, style, realism, sometimes even availability in your area. Now once you have narrowed down your best BB gun list, get as much information on each BB gun you are considering to narrow the list down even more to a short list. Now there are tons of YouTube videos, of course I've made a bunch for you. You can watch for your best BB gun final shortlist to help you determine your ultimate choice. Alright, so to kind of end this off, when you ask me what the best BB gun is, I really can't answer. Even if you give me a list of things you're looking for, there's just so many BB guns out there. And you know, when I talk about BB guns, I'm also talking about pellet guns and other types of guns, airsoft guns. There's just so many different types of guns available, so many options, I really can't tell you. So please don't ask me what the best BB gun is. I cannot even tell you which one I like the best, since my wish list changes from day to day. So some days I prefer one over the other. I may have liked one gun or thought one gun was the best one day. Next day, it's a different gun. Just depends what I feel like shooting, what I feel like holding in my hand. Just depends what I'm interested in that day. Alright, thanks for watching another Replica Airguns video. Don't forget to subscribe. Check me out on Facebook and Twitter. Also come on down to replicaairguns.com where we have articles, posts, reviews, usually a lot of photos there of these guns too. We also have our Canada and US online Replica Airgun stores where we sell air guns, BB guns, pellet guns, airsoft guns, blank guns, knives, and other accessories. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.